Illusion has been completely shattered in this situation, and with the Tower in reverse, this person, it's like they can't go back to it. Like they can't just operate as if this is the case, or as if whatever they, either it could be an assumption, whatever they assumed before, or however they were operating. I mean, they struggled with a delusion, but whatever this is, something has been completely, I'm seeing the Tower in reverse is like destroyed beyond like the place where they could step into that territory again and have it be the same. So not like the relationship has been destroyed. That could be the case, but I'm kind of seeing it as like whatever this was that this person thought it was, it's like that's like it's so wrong that everything changes about whatever this was. So this person's also feeling pretty isolated or feeling pretty hopeless. I think this is someone that you've been isolated from. Also, with the Moon in reverse, and the Hermit in reverse, this person could struggle with delusions, or this person could struggle with depression. And it's giving the Moon in reverse, it's giving the pit. It's giving this person's kind of in a pit right now. They could have also just recently gotten some kind of news or some kind of bad news. The King of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is the King of the Mind. This person may be struggling with their mental health currently, or they're struggling. I think this person's struggling to find hope, or to change their thought pattern, to change their way of analyzing or like viewing the situation. It could just be this person's perspective right now has been so shaken up that it's like they can't go back to that. They can't just like have the same perspective that they did. I want to say they know this, but there's also something about this person like recognizing that they did this to themselves to some extent. The Lovers in reverse. They may be isolating themselves from you, or you may be isolating yourself from them, because it's like not wanting to make any choices here in the situation that would pull you into the pit with them. Or this person could just like have kind of this vibe of like what they see as like absolute certainty that you wouldn't want anything to do with this situation or this person. But I don't think you're communicating with this person right now. I also want to say, the Chariot. There was something that happened here that pushed this person initially to not want to move forward in the situation. And I think it could have been based on, with this Moon energy and then the Tower, it could have been that they were thinking the situation had nothing to offer for them, or that it was gonna kind of just end up like a bust anyways. And so I think when this person made that decision, there's something about this, like they stopped themselves, like they made the conscious choice to not move forward. But now the state that this person's in is like, I almost want to say that may have nothing to do with your guys' relationship. This is just where this person's at, like the pit, or if this person's struggling with like looking at the reality of their situation or of their life. And the Four of Cups and the Chariot. Now this person is in a position where they have to move forward with something that they did not want to in the past. And so it's kind of giving me this vibe of like, I don't think you're communicating with this person. But I do think that this could be a friend, or this could be someone who, like, right now they're confirmation of how this person is feeling about the situation. Happiness, friendship, and trust. Abundance, and then Judgment. This person might be about to be in for like a real rude awakening. Like a really rude awakening. Why you're getting this information, I'm not really sure, because I don't think this is your energy. This seems like this is someone you're connected with. This could be a friend, and then we got the Friendship card, We also have happiness. I think you have a friend here who they're feeling pretty hopeless. It's like somebody shut themselves out completely. And they could have been going through something or they could have been dealing with something, but this person, it's like someone threw a grenade into like their life, their situation, because it's almost like they could have self-sabotaged because they just decided they were like not satisfied with where they were at in their life. And so I think this person, they sabotaged potentially their happiness, or it could be like a friendship with you that they genuinely trusted. Like I want to say a really good friendship, happiness, friendship, trust, abundance. And then judgment. And it's like they put this on the chopping block. And I think when this person did that, it's like now they're kind of left in the situation looking at like what they can move forward with in their life, or if like why they would be questioning why they moved forward and made this decision. And they could just kind of be questioning this, because I feel like you not being in this person's life, it kind of like I was saying, shattered something, some kind of mentality that this person had. And I think that they're recognizing, it can just be that they needed to recognize how much happiness your friendship brought them, because you probably were one of the only people they could trust or accept. This person may also have like just recently gotten fired from a job. They could also have kind of been doubting whether you would accept them, or they might, I think this person, it's like, there's something also about traveling here potentially, that Ace of Wands in reverse. I think this person thinks that you're going to want nothing to do with them if they come back around. What's interesting though is that with this Four of Cups, Death in reverse, King of Wands in reverse, Nine of Cups in reverse, and then this King of Swords in reverse, this person kind of does this thing that when they do this in their life, they kind of, it's like they have to convince themselves or tell themselves that like they were better off without this, because they have no choice but to kind of be without it. Otherwise they'd have to like come to you and like want to restart this. But I feel like this person knows that like you're not wanting to rekindle whatever this is. And so because of that, it's like their only option when it comes to moving forward here with this is to not. And also they have to kind of like stand on business with their own decision that they made here. So it's sort of saying that like it doesn't matter what this person was going through that kind of made it so that they, you know, wanted to kind of axe this situation. I think the reason that that's the case is because this person, they've kind of like, they've had to put themselves into a mentality like completely, and they know it's kind of delulu at this point. There's something about them like getting smacked in the face by reality about how their decision to end this relationship or do this, it had nothing to do with the actual relationship itself. It had to do with where this person maybe was at in their life, and it could be that they're like wanting to remove stale energy from their life, or they're just wanting to feel like for some reason you were just part of like the list of like things they just didn't want to pay attention to anymore. And so they like let this go out, or they made it could have been like they made it come across like with Four of Cups, they weren't wanting to invest in this or move forward with this. I want to say you may have accepted that, but it's like because you did and you didn't like fight for this or anything like that, you let this person kind of make their own judgment here or their own decision here and just kind of move like this. And because of that, I think this person does this thing where they tell themselves that you were a shitty friend or you were a shitty whatever you were in this person's life, because they don't like that they made a decision where they feel like they wish that they didn't. Like they wish they didn't make that decision, or they wish that they moved forward with this, or they wish that they had actually looked at this situation logically before they got themselves into a situation here where they now feel like Star in reverse, Hermit in reverse, either you're going to completely shut them out or this situation is kind of hopeless. And I feel like this person looks at it and it's like the reality of the situation. It's like they feel like they'd have to lie to themselves to actually have some kind of hope, because they know that like this probably isn't going to move forward. The Ace of Cups. I was just about to say though, I feel like this is a situation where normally you and whoever this person is, it's like if this person came back around, with their head on straight, apparently they would, because the Tower in reverse and the Moon in reverse is like, there's no, like, the illusions have been shattered, basically. If this person was to come around because they wanted a new opportunity, which they do, whether they actually do that, I don't think they're going to, because they're resisting it, and they're fighting themselves in this. It's like this person is like creating this little internal storm here because of the situation, the decision that they're upset with themselves for making. I feel like you're so far removed from this. But anyways, if this person like comes back around, or they wanted to come back around, I feel like normally, and this could have happened before, this is normally a situation where I think you're just like, yeah, we'll pick up where we left off, because you are detached, right? Like when you're dealing with situations where you don't have some kind of like firm commitment here, but you both are like loyal, or you're loyal to your friends in some regard, however they can show up, you show up, and like you match that level of energy that you guys both have the capacity for in your relationship. And so I feel like this wouldn't normally be an issue, but there's something about the way this person handled this, or the mentality, or the state that they get into when they do this specific kind of thing. And I think they may not even know it is a self-sabotage thing. And it looks like this person maybe was self-sabotaging in other areas of their life too, not just yours. Not just your guys' situation. I think this person really looked at the situation like, for some reason, they were so heavily judging, like, whether this situation is one that is like worthy enough or meant enough to them to continue to invest in. And they made the decision from what they felt was a logical headspace. But there's something about them, like an illusion here, that's being completely shattered, or was completely shattered after they made this decision to like stop contacting you. And I think that's where it's like, oh shit, like all the things that this person told themselves was the case, it's like it was not. And they're realizing that. I feel like if this is a friend that you're not talking to anymore, or it's been a while, you might be like, why do I even care about this update? But I'm more so seeing this as like, this clearly was something that was significant enough, or like there were some kind of karmic lessons here that this person needed to learn through their relationship with you, that you're getting an update on this situation. I also feel like this person doesn't have the strength or like the courage here to come to like find their way back to the situation, because I think they'd have to be like acknowledging within themselves that they made what they feel is like a stupid decision. And this person, I feel like their pride or their ego is like too big to want to do that. Like, and it's interesting because you don't even know this was the case, which means that if this person can't even reconcile this with themselves, then they don't want to let go of their own ego, which means there's something about this person going through like a full blown like identity crisis potentially. I kind of feel like you might have been someone who really anchored this person, and like they remembered who they were through you often. So you could have been kind of ride or die for this person. And the fact that like they're fighting so much internally with themselves, it almost is giving this energy of like, if this person were to come back around, they would kind of have to accept probably a lot more in their life, or like look at a lot more decisions that they've made recently, and actually like come to an acceptance of the fact that they'd have to take ownership or accountability of those decisions. And I think that them doing that, it's like they would rather sit and fight with themselves, and they would rather like choose to stay in the pit. And so this is just a moment of like, for some reason I want to use the word like reckoning. I don't even think that is contextually the correct word, but that could be significant for you somehow. So this Ace of Cups, this person also could be frustrated because they may feel like there's this like lack of relatability, because if you are being seen as an Ace of Cups, then that means this person may have access to you in some way. They may think that you're doing well, or they may think that you are like kind of so far removed, or like up and off to different things, that that's not where they are in their life. And if past life karmic lessons, repeated patterns, deja vu. Like this is, it's almost like this person just kind of feeling like they are like telling themselves like, I just have to accept that this, is a, different situation, or they're telling themselves that you would maybe be closed off, guarded, or resistant. But I feel like that's where they know that's not the case, because they see this as an Ace of Cups. They know that you wouldn't be closed off, guarded, or resistant. They are, because they know that they made a weird decision. Wish fulfillment. So yeah, this person's like at this point where they know that there is some kind of, like, they want you in their life. Clearly, you remember you remind this person who they are. You bring so much love and joy into this person's life. This is like when this person's covered in the dirt of the decisions that they make in their life. You are this like fountain of like clean water that they understand, like the blessing that the opportunity of just you in general was in their life. And so I think this person feels like they kind of have to shut the door on their own wish fulfillment here. Stress, turbulence, tension, arguments. I feel like you were peace at some point for this person. Avoidance, stalemate. It seems like I was saying there's like this lack of relatability, because this person could have had distance. That could have been the initial reason why you guys kind of fell off with each other. I feel like this person was going through, they could have like stopped talking to you, or they like put a guard up a little bit. Because this person was dealing with some stuff in their life here where, like I was saying, their wish fulfillments, like this person could have been going through a real rude awakening and getting some real karma. They could have been dealing with tension or turbulence or stalemates in a lot of their situations in their life. Also, I think for you, if you are this Ace of Cups energy, it's showing up like a karmic situation or the karma that you would have been taking on, or this could have kind of pulled you into. It's like divine intervention here. Your guides step in, or their guides step in, and they're like, no, we're gonna get you away from this person. They could have also initially thought that like you were to blame for some of the stress that's going on in their own life. And so I think this person kind of pulled back or closed themselves off of it. And spring seeds. And they could have also, with Ace of Cups, started new situations. I don't know if this is a friendship or a romantic situation, but if it is a friendship, it's giving like kind of a weird element of like codependency, or it's kind of giving that vibe of like family, home, commitment. It's giving this vibe of like the kind of friend who is a little bit like possessive of you, or so close at a certain extent that like if you make other friends, or if you start to pull back because you're wanting to like break away from a toxic pattern in some sort of way, it's like this person like would maybe get offended. Or it's like if you had a relationship, like a new relationship start, and you notice that like you're starting to like spend more time with this person, or like you have other commitments that make it so that you're not available as often. It's like this is the type of person who would get offended by that. And so there's this element of like this person feeling kind of entitled to you in some way. And so it may be that, yeah, beginnings, try again, new direction, start over. I think you saw this as like, this is not, I don't know, confusion, illusions. I think this person, I'm not gonna lie, this person seems a little bit delulu or toxic in the way that they do certain things, or like they plant certain seeds, because that is what the Ace of Cups is. It's planting a seed, or it's a new beginning or a new opportunity for something to be planted. I think this was a friendship or a relationship that actually was like very beneficial. They could think it was like fated for you to be in their life, but I think that the seeds you guys planted in this situation, I think this person had to kind of tell themselves a different story here about the situation and how it ended, so that they could like throw their rose-colored glasses on here and not look at themselves. And I think that's also why I was saying if this person was going to come back around, they would have to take the rose colored glasses off and not be living by an illusion, pretending, mask, exaggeration. They would actually have to like conflicted, multiple choices, decisions, hot and cold. They would have to look at themselves in this situation and why they made this choice. So, emotional storm. I think right after this person, right after you guys stopped communicating, it doesn't seem like this is something where there was a big argument, but that could have been the case. Or it could have been that you just were picking up on certain things in this relationship that you're like, yeah, no, I don't want to get pulled back into a certain pattern, especially with this patterns card. You may also kind of feel like it was divine timing or this was fated for this person to kind of make an exit from your life, because I think that you understood how like this person could, like in their mode of operating, how you were maybe not, you were maybe kind of guarded against this, but I feel like you also could have felt like this was something where you could recognize the toxicity or patterns maybe you were bound to in your past and how those could have made a resurgence here, and how this would have been something that wasn't supposed to be like that. 2 cards about storm, unexpected storm, emotional storm. This person, I want to say, is going through some intense shit right now. Yeah, peace, harmony, balance, friendship. I think this person feels, I want to say they feel regretful they're looking at the situation differently, but they feel like they're still standing on business with whatever they initially were like seeing the situation as, because that's the only way that they can avoid actually looking at like their shit. Withdrawn, single, solitary, lonely. And so I think this person, they understand, okay, I'm in the pit, but you know what? I'm going to stand on that because I don't want to, it could be that this person's like, I don't want to give this person the satisfaction of knowing that like they are the peace in the storm somehow, or that you really brought them a lot of peace. And I was saying that at the beginning of this part or the end of the last part. I think when this person, when you guys went your separate ways, this person really did understand like how much, I think this person understands how much they were able to avoid when it comes to the stress in their life, because you were like a breath of fresh air. So much here about illusions. Like so much here. This person could like, they could be somebody who often struggles with denial, like heavily. Comfort zone, clinging. I don't think this person wanted the ego death here. That would have come from them actually like looking at the situation from your perspective. Running, ghosting, disappearing, invisible. Second chance, reconciliation, making amends, opportunity. I think they knew that they could make amends or they had an opportunity here, but I think that they ran because I think they didn't want to face their own cloudy judgment in the situation. And so they're like, I would rather be invisible and deal with like my situation here and have it be tension, because there's something about like the pride, like, well, this is my life, this is my stress, this is my tension, so there's pride in that, because I would rather have pride in it than be disappointed by it and acknowledge that this person, like, I avoided some of the stress in my life because this person was like an outlet for me to feel peace. Broken, shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. Yeah, it's like this person, like I was saying, they're illusions. Fire, Ace, Leo, Aries, and Sag. There is some huge like energy of some kind of fog was lifted. Nurture and compassion. I feel like this person looks at the situation and they may not give you the acknowledgement of you helping them to not feel so broken or shattered or destroyed, but I think that when you left, like they feel like they were destroyed or like their world fell apart. I also feel like this person, they understand that the peace that they felt with you in their life, but I don't think they fully credit that to you and you nurturing them or your compassion, right? I think that they just know, especially with this fire sign that's broken, I'm seeing this as like they understood how productive they were, how like, I feel like this person felt empowered by their relationship with you. Celebration, gifts, abundance. And I feel like they were broken. Part of them was broken or shattered when you guys stopped communicating. But I think this person, I don't even know if it's like illusions. I think you might feel like this person has some illusions or they're delusional or something like that. But I feel like this person just they weren't self-aware. I also keep thinking of Disneyland, which has come up in a few collectives. So this person could have been like a Disney adult or somebody that was really into Disneyland. I think this person is pretty lonely. Courage and change, forming structure, foundation. Contracts, careers, commitments. I think this was a situation where you were meant to be in this person's path, but I also feel like this person didn't have the courage to change a few things in their life that they were supposed to be changing. And I think there is some kind of divine intervention here. Abandoned, left out, walked away cold. I think this person could have also just walked away from the situation. Like I was saying, assuming that you were somebody that they didn't want to bring with them in their new, like whatever they were trying to take off with in their life. And I think that you could have also been someone who gave this person, like, you could have helped them plant the seeds to whatever changes they were trying to make in their life. You know, one day it's like you helped this person visualize or manifest, or there's something about you. And then self-care, energy, loyalty, trusting, reliable, believing. I think you helped this person. This could be like a job thing. You maybe helped this person to like actually feel like they had the belief in themselves or the self-esteem here to like make changes in their life to go towards their wish fulfillment. I also want to say, like, you might be someone who your guides, when people are in your life, people do better or people start moving through their own shit. You could just be like a really encouraging person. You could also you could be somebody who helps people to feel like they have more control over their life, to actually feel a little self-care, loyalty. You maybe are like, and then this nurturing, and then broken, fires. I feel like this might have been something where for you, and then running again, and then second chance. I think for you, I was saying at the beginning, you probably you were detached in this. I honestly am not. I want to pull cards on you and how you felt about this person making an exit, or you guys like not moving forward. I also want to know if this is something where you guys like actually had some big argument, because I'm not really seeing that being the case. I'm kind of seeing it just being like this, one of you just like withdrew from the situation, that it was like their decision, or like they stood on business with this, and they could have also convinced themselves that like it was the best thing, like it was for the best that you weren't in their life anymore, when they know for a fact that's not the case. Peace, balance, harmony, friendship. Memories, reminiscing, dwelling, bittersweet. Healing, releasing, purifying, cleansing, assistance, and spirit guides. That's what I was saying. I feel like this person's like they know in their heart of hearts, or you know that you were somebody who assisted this person in their own healing journey. Like you helped them to get to a different place. And when you went away, like some of their peace went away too, because this person probably had to face a lot of the shit in their life. Because you just, and you took that veil, took it away with you. Time, waiting cycles, moments. I think you chalk this situation up to one where you're like, I like understand how this person gets stuck in some cycles and I can't pull them out every time. So I'm going to like give this person time or give this person space or whatever this was, especially because I was saying in like part 1 or 2, that you're relatively detached, or maybe you weren't putting the same type of expectations on this person, because you could have been kind of focused on your own healing energy too, or like figuring that out. Plus with loyalty, trusting, reliability, and believing. Karma, cause and effect, consequences, debts, and then release, surrender, and purge. You could be someone who like heavily believes in the idea of like, I don't want to take on someone else's karma, so I don't want to get too close, but I still want to be like a reliable person. I still want like to be someone who this person can reach out to, but there's something about the like the way that you handled this, where I think this person took this really personally, or they're trying to convince themselves that it was really personal, the way that you accepted this being done. I'm not really seeing this as a romantic situation at all. Like, this just seems like somebody that you had like a friendship with. I want to know how you, at 34, look at your situation with a mature, experienced viewpoint of a wise person. Examine assumptions about the aging process and mastery. I kind of feel like this person feels like you were somebody that had their head on really straight, or you were one of the people in their life that did. Especially if they're surrounded by people who they feel like they're stressed out by. 46, the visionary. Developing habits and actions to help you turn your visions into reality will guide you on your path to ultimate success and happiness. I was saying, I think that you were encouraging towards this person. I think you helped them like turn their life around to some extent. I think you helped this person actually like visualize or like manifest something here. The hopeful and then the resolute. This could also be someone who you thought was like gave up on things really easily or really quickly. Like they didn't pull through on certain things because maybe they didn't feel like they were capable, and they could have shared that with you. 16 and 17. This also could be someone that you knew like as a teenager, or maybe you thought they acted like a teenager. The hopeful. The power of prayer and meditation can wake you up, renew your faith, and help you attune to your needs and align with your deepest truths. I think you gave this person hope. The resolute. If you do not resolve to be patient and endure through tough times, success may appear to you to always be in the future in another's power. I feel like this person had a side to them, and it was like this in part one, right? They might have had a side to them that was like really, they would get really, really frustrated at like little things not going well or not going right in their life, or they would like have certain tension or certain disagreements with people in their life that it's like you could have witnessed some of that, and you also could have seen how this person just would like just be done, or just like how they would handle it most likely. And I feel like this person, I want to say they could have looked up to you, but I don't think this whole situation was one where it was just like, yeah, boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? This person could have been someone who I think, like, I will say for this collective, if this is resonating for you, this is something where you absolutely consider this to be a relationship where it taught you how to have boundaries, because you had to with this person, most likely. Releasing blocks. I don't think that this person is blocked, or I think that this is something where if you guys had each other blocked at one point, or this person might be releasing their block and adding you back. I think, like I was saying, I think you put boundaries up with this person because you didn't want to change everything for them in their life, but I think you helped them release some blocks or some mental blocks that they had about being able to take steps forward in their life. I think you were really encouraging to this person. The ever-unfolding rose cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. You could have also helped this person. A lot of this is showing like you helped this person see the bright side in some way, or that like they're not a victim to everything, or that things aren't just hopeless. Because I think this person could have been someone who just really quickly went to that mentality of like, this is hopeless, like I can't endure this, like things take too long. And I think this person, yeah, I think you taught them a lot, just like with how you move. I don't think that this person even, slow down and synchronicity. And then the resolute talks about patience. I think this person, I think there could have been like a moment of impatience that got to them. And so they kind of put this situation on the chopping block. I think you see it as that. I think you see it as this person. I think you chalk it all up to karmic cycles and like, okay, well, if that's the case, okay. I also don't feel like you're completely opposed to this person coming through, but I feel like you might be someone who like, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Warrior woman, have you answered your deepest calling? I kind of feel like you don't want to be this person's like cheerleader, or you may feel like you don't want to be put in a position where this person makes you feel responsible for like constantly like giving them hope, or like not seeing like the dark side of that, like look on the bright side. Like I don't think you would be involved with this person to the extent that like you guys were in the past. Another card about boundaries. And so I don't know. It seems like a situation where it's honestly like, I think you'd be open to communicating, but at the same time, I think the boundaries that you have now, like with this situation, it would make it so that this friendship maybe wouldn't even be like a friendship. Because I honestly think part of this wasn't really fully a friendship at the beginning, because it's giving a lot of like, this person maybe just didn't want to face how shitty their life was for like a lot. And I think that you could have like felt like you were just in this person's life to give them hope, or to like send them on their way, or to help them develop some kind of habits to make them see that like their wish fulfillment is possible. And I think that that's part of the reason why you were able to be detached. But this seems like it was, I want to say it was a significant relationship, but I'm really not getting a lot about you actually having like, I'm seeing you as the Ace of Cups. I'm not seeing this situation as the Ace of Cups. And so I want to know like why you're getting this. I think that was the Ace of Wands. Oh, the Star. Literally, this is it. Like, you are the hope. You are the restoration in a lot of people's lives. That is the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this person felt like they had clear sight of things. This person felt like they were more introspective as a person when you were in their life. They were much more open-minded. They were open-minded to things that they just kind of would chalk up to like, no, this is like a dead end or a lost cause. I think you helped this person to be practical about something about their career, or something about like you gave them the inspiration, or you made them feel kind of pumped about something, and it could have been about their future. But then you go and you took all of that with you. And so I think there's some frustration here because shit maybe hit the fan. I think this person's guides maybe just wanted them to learn a lesson about how, yes, someone can put you on the back of their bicycle and like help guide you to your stuff. But you have to be able, and you have to hold yourself like accountable or responsible for maintaining your stuff. Because if we remove this person from the equation and all of a sudden your whole life turns to shit, then there's something about like you not being able to maintain that. You're not learning the lessons. You are like reaping the rewards of being someone who's in this person's life who is maybe favored in some way. And I think that this could have just been necessary for this person to recognize. So if this person comes back around, I think you have boundaries that are different than you did the last time. And I also think this is something where this relationship maybe would not look anything close to what it used to. I don't think you're at this point where you're interested in like, oh, open your heart up. It will help you to attract more love. Pregnancy, someone is expecting. Oh my God, this person could be pregnant and they could be feeling like I was saying, like a whole reality check. They could have also, caution, find out more information, don't overwork yourself. And then intimacy, oh God. I think this person, they could be going through some stuff in their life where like, if they tell you that they're pregnant, or they tell you that like, this could just be that they're expecting you to have an open heart to them coming back around if they choose to do that. But this person would have to go overcome the hurdle of their own ego and give you the satisfaction in their own eyes of like crediting you for helping them in some way, which why this person is so opposed to that. It must mean that they were, I kind of feel like this person may have been envious of you and you spying. A spy, someone's got their eyes on you, moving, change your residence, moving with your partner. Like I was saying, if you had gotten into a relationship, or if your relationship was doing well and this person took offense to that, like whether you had less time to be like around this person, you may have thought like it was kind of weird that this person like took offense to you taking some kind of time. And it's like that alone maybe was enough to like want to put up boundaries with this person. I think this person, they could be that they're pregnant and that shit in their life is hitting the fan. And so they're wanting through this experience to have people in their life that actually do uplift them. And when they think about you, they know that that's the case, or they're going through this and they're just wishing that they had that in their life right now. And I think that this person knows you well enough to know that you do have an open heart, but I don't think this person, I don't know, they may see you as somebody who you did help them. You could have set this person up with the person that they're with. And then health. I don't know. I think that this person knows that you're a nourishing person, but if they come back around and they're dealing with all this stuff in their life, and that broken card, it might be something where you're not wanting to just feel used as like an outlet for like this person just needs someone to uplift them in their life. It might be like you can get a therapist for that, or like a mom. Pets. Pregnancy, pets, and open your heart. Fire sign. This person could be a fire sign. You could be a fire sign. This pregnancy and pets and open your heart is making me think that this is the type of person who, when they're struggling with stuff in their life, they just do things where they're like, okay, well, maybe the thing with fire that'll give me the inspiration or the passion in my life again is just buy another pet, or just have a kid or have a baby, because, that'll solve all my problems. That'll change my life. And sometimes that is the case. Sometimes you just need an emotional support dog, but an emotional support baby is a different thing. This could be that this person is, it's like, I think with open your heart, you maybe would have sympathy for this person, but I don't think you would think this person's relatable. Narcissist, someone's too full of themselves. I think you think this person's just not self-aware enough here to be in this. Yeah, intuition, the red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. Manifest. I think you're manifesting certain types of relationships, and I think that in this situation, like, I don't think you'd be even willing to like go as deep as you used to go with this person, because I feel like your intuition would tell you, or your discernment would maybe tell you, you can only get this close to this person. All these boundary cards. I honestly don't even think this person's on your radar, to be completely honest. I think you've accepted or you're detached in the situation. So I want to know the detective, and then spying. Also, you could be pregnant or regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Happiness. You could have felt kind of taken for granted in this little relationship. Regret, happiness, purpose. You could have had some kind of regrets for like how much you helped this person get on a path to their own success, because you maybe feel like the way that this ended, that you were just kind of, bye. But there may have been some kind of offense you took to that. But I also feel like that could just be the thing that would be like maybe stopping you. You could also feel like you have regrets about not seeing like the codependency, or like the lack of self-awareness. You could feel like you were in a codependent stage, or you were feeling like you were put in that position. This relationship, or like the demands this person had, could have made you feel like it affected your life in some way. You could have also been trying to move on with certain things in your life. And with open your heart, you could have also thought that this person was just not happy for you with the things that you would like if you were going through stuff like this. Or I'm saying pregnancy, pets, and then open your heart as like, you might have let this person know about certain things of like, oh my gosh, I'm moving, or oh my gosh, like I got a new job, or I'm gonna try this new thing, or like something. It could have literally been like, I won $500 on a lottery ticket or something, or a scratch off, and this person could have been someone who just literally never like was excited for you. You could have always felt like this person needs to open their heart, because it's like you were open to them and you would help them to be open-minded, but I don't think this person was. I think this is somebody who like, they maybe just didn't show any sort of happiness for the things that would happen in your life. I don't think this person was half as supportive as you were. Maybe I'm being jaded because of the cards that are here and the way I'm seeing this, but I don't know. There's regret here. You might feel like you could feel like this kind of was an anchor. This weighed you down a little bit. Freedom, literally. Now you're not weighed down. I think this person learned a lot from you. Like, I think that this person, when they actually sit with it, they valued you. And if they didn't, their guides are showing them why they should have. So, courage and acceptance. I don't even know what the point of this reading is, because I'm like, if you're detached and you're fine with this person being on their way, I don't think you are at this point where you would just want some kind of validation about this relationship. I don't think that's what this reading is for. I think this person, either they want to come back around, or this person may be hearing that you are pregnant, or like you got with pets. I'm seeing that as like there's some kind of change in your life that could be happening, that like this person's like wanting to be seen as a supportive person. But I feel like them even showing that kind of support would be showing that like they're still keeping tabs on you in some way. And so because of that, it might solidify this energy of like, I need to have boundaries with this person, like more boundaries with this person. They're not even in my life right now. So I want to know if there's advice here. So yeah, the oyster. I feel like if anything, you might just be trying to conceal or like keep secrets here about the situation with this person. I think this person's coming back around, but I think they're a taker. I'm not gonna lie. Whether they know it or not, I think they benefited off of your energy, and this would not be a balanced situation.